Let's learn chemistry together in a easy way. Welcome students. In the last video we were discussing about the chemical properties of aldehydes and ketones. So that only in this video also we are going to continue very important reaction, aldol condensation and Cannizzaro reaction we are going to discuss today. Okay, so let's start. Aldol condensation. So first 2-3 lines I am giving you the statement. First you write down that and then we will discuss about the reaction. So first of all, what exactly this condition is? Aldol condensation. So they are divided into this self-aldol condensation, then cross-aldol condensation. So what exactly the meaning is, so that we are going to discuss. First of all, this aldol condensation. Aldol, this word is actually giving you hint about the aldehyde group, and ol, so that is you are very much familiar. What is that? Ol is meant for the hydroxyl that group, alcoholic group, ol. Okay, so that alcohol. So both the functional groups will stay together. So this condensation means removal of very small molecules. Generally it is water. So in this case also the removal of water we are going to observe. Now first of all, what the condition is? The condition for this aldol condensation, for this reaction is the aldehydes or ketones should have the alpha hydrogen, okay, then only this reaction can go on. They will give you this aldol condensation only and only when this alpha hydrogen will be present in that aldehyde or ketones. Okay, so let's talk about that. First of all, I'm rubbing this. See here, alpha hydrogen means what? Suppose you are having this aldehyde group present here. Okay, so aldehyde group, this is the functional group. So immediately next to this carbon means this carbon is possessing what? Functional group. Okay, so next to this carbon, that will be called as that alpha carbon, and again this next one will be called as beta carbon. This is gamma, then delta, like that. Okay, so these are the different that Greek letters we are giving to the carbons. Okay, so the carbon which is possessing the functional group, immediate next carbon, so this will be called as the alpha carbon, and hydrogens which are associated with this carbon, so this is called as alpha carbon, and the hydrogens which are attached to this alpha carbon, that will be called as hydrogens, so that will be called as alpha hydrogen. Okay, so at least one alpha hydrogen should be present in the aldehyde or the ketone which are giving us this aldol condensation. Okay, so without this they are not going to give you aldol condensation. So in competitive exams you may see the different options you will be given, and then you will have to choose which one will give this aldol condensation. So for that you need to remember the alpha carbon should be the alpha hydrogen should be present. At least one alpha hydrogen they should have, then only they can go for this aldol condensation. Okay, so now next in see here what is happening. Two that aldehydes that molecules you have taken, this very that simple one, this one I have taken. Okay, so in this case the carbon which is having the functional group which is that functional group CHO, so in this one carbon is present, so immediately next to this carbon, this is what called as alpha carbon. Okay, so this alpha carbon and 3 hydrogens are attached with this alpha carbon, that is why they also will be called as alpha hydrogen. Okay, so now see the alpha hydrogens. In this case, we also can write in this manner. See here, this see, this is two molecules of this we have taken. So to one molecule, what is happening means two molecules we have taken. I am writing it separately. So what will happen, because the mechanism we all can understand by seeing this. This is CH3, this is CHO. Okay, so in this case what is happening, the alpha hydrogen, okay, so in the presence of, see here, for this the dilute base is required. So dilute, that base we have taken NaOH or KOH, any base you can take. So dilute base, in presence of dilute base, what will happen, this is the alpha carbon. So this NaOH, so this will abstract this hydrogen, okay, this alpha hydrogen, okay, abstraction of alpha hydrogen by dilute base, okay, but dilute, this base is NaOH. Okay, so now what is happening here, the this hydrogen will be taken out. If this hydrogen is coming out, this carbon will possess which charge? Obviously the hydrogen is going to leave the electrons, the two electrons present in this bond. So these two electrons will be left with this carbon. So that is why this carbon will possess which charge? Negative charge. Okay, so this hydrogen is coming out. So H plus will be leaving and this is having negative charge. Okay, now in this case, see here, in this case the carbon possessing this double bond with oxygen. So what will happen, this double bond will break and the electrons will go to this oxygen, okay, and in doing so this oxygen will acquire which charge? Negative charge. And if this oxygen is acquiring negative charge, definitely this carbon will be left with positive charge. Okay, so what is happening here, the positive charge this carbon is having. Now what will happen, see here, this carbon is having positive charge, this carbon is having negative charge. Okay, this is the leaving group, this has already left this carbon. So this negatively charged carbon and positively charged carbon, okay, so they will come close to each other and they will form the bond, and then see what you will get. See here, this CH2, then this C double bond O, then H. Okay, and this this carbon will get attached like this, carbon, and then this carbon, and this carbon is possessing what? The say this was having positive charge and negatively charged carbon. So they will make bond with each other, and then you write down, this will have this O negative. Okay, so O negative and then this CH3. So like this will be the product. Can you see this? No, I hope you cannot see this. So I am writing here. See. So what is happening after, see, this reaction, I am writing the product here. See, in this case, first of all, you write this that aldehyde, in which you have seen the hydrogen is being taken out and this carbon is left with the negative charge. Okay, so this is CH2. Okay, negative charge was there, and then CHO. So this CHO from this that will remain as it is. Okay, and this positively charged that carbon, so this will get attached with this negatively charged carbon. Okay, so this will have CH, then this is CH, and the negatively charged that oxygen will come and get attached like this. Okay, and this carbon is this carbon was also having the CH3 group. As it is, it will remain like this. So I hope you all can see this. What is happening? The positively charged carbon and the negatively charged carbon, they are forming bond. So I'm showing you here. See, again you see, this is CH3CHO plus this CH3CHO. Okay, so here in this case, the hydrogen of this carbon, okay, so hydrogen of this carbon, hydrogen, all are actually called as what? Alpha hydrogen. So alpha hydrogen in this case, because of the presence of dilute NaOH or dilute KOH, means dilute base. So what is happening? The base will abstract this hydrogen, okay, leaving this carbon with negative sign. Okay, so what is happening now? This dilute, this NaOH you have taken. Now what will happen? This will acquire, negative charge. This bond is breaking and this carbon will possess positive charge. So now this negatively charged carbon, see here, the negatively charged carbon and positively charged carbon, so they will come together, they will bond, they will make the bond, and then see what will happen. In this case, this is CH, if you want you can write like this, CH2, okay, then this C double bond OH. So this will remain as it is, okay, I wrote here like this, and then I'm rubbing all the other part nicely, you all can see clearly. So here this carbon will come, okay, and this carbon is having what? This O, negatively charged O, we are writing as it is, okay, and then this carbon was having this CH3 and here the H, okay, so we wrote it like this. Okay, so in this case, what is happening now? The aldehydic group, okay, so this aldehydic group is this one, okay, and see here what is happening. This in this case we have this carbon which is possessing this negatively charged this. See here we are having negatively charged this oxygen, okay, so now we also can write like this one CH2, then this CH3, this is C, then this O negative charge, then this, okay, and then this one will come and acquire this is CH2, okay, then we can write, we can arrange it like this also, okay, because that was looking very that odd one, we were not able to understand, okay. So here the same thing, what we did, this one we wrote first, okay, CH3C, this double bond, this carbon was making with oxygen, one bond has been broken and then oxygen is acquiring negatively charged, okay, so this one we wrote first, and then this carbon, okay, this carbon, I told you that this is having the negative charge and this one will have positive charge, so they will make bond with each other. So I wrote it like this, and then I wrote this bond was made here, and then CHO, so this will remain as it is, so like this, okay. I hope you understood. See what has happened in this case, the abstraction of this alpha hydrogen because of this dilute NaOH. Okay, so this dilute NaOH will abstract this hydrogen, and then this hydrogen is going without electrons. So the electrons will be left with this carbon. In doing so, this carbon will acquire negative charge, negatively charged carbon here, and see, positively charged carbon here because of this breaking of bond, and oxygen, because more electronegative that oxygen is, so more negative atoms, so that will acquire this negative charge. Okay, so this will happen. Now this carbon, positively charged carbon, negatively charged carbon, they are going to make bond with each other like this. Okay, so I wrote it in this manner. So what is happening here, this is the functional group. Next to this, okay, so next to this is what? Next to this is alpha carbon, and see, adjacent to alpha carbon will be your beta carbon. Okay, so what is happening here, the hydrogen which has left, okay, the hydrogen which was present here, alpha carbon, so that that actually was abstracted because of this NaOH, and that hydrogen will come and occupy this place. Okay, so this will be called as, see here, this will be called as beta hydroxy aldehyde. Okay, this is beta hydroxy aldehyde. So here beta position is this one, and see, hydroxy, beta hydroxy aldehyde as it is. So this only is called as aldol. This is called as aldol product. And because the aldehyde which we have taken earlier, the reactants which we have taken, because they were symmetrical, because they were the same, okay, that is why we are actually calling it as self-aldol product. Okay, so this is called as self-aldol condensation. And if we are going to take this aldehyde and one ketone, so that combined, the combination of aldehyde and ketone, or that unsymmetrical aldehydes or unsymmetrical ketones, so the products in that case, okay, so products in that case will be called as that cross aldol. That process will be called as cross aldol condensation, and the products will be called as cross aldol products. Okay, so like this we are going to see. So this is beta hydroxy aldehyde. So after, because this condensation word was there, so condensation means what? The very small molecules like CO2 or H2O, so these molecules, small molecules will leave. So then this process is called as condensation. So condensation, you will observe here, first of all, the first step, you are going to get beta hydroxy aldehyde, that is only called as aldol. Okay, so in this case, the OH from this, and the hydrogen from this alpha and beta carbons. Okay, so alpha carbon is going to lose this hydrogen, and beta carbon will lose this OH group, and this water molecule will be removed from this. And what will happen in that case, see, this carbon is having this hydrogen. So if hydrogen is leaving, so hydrogen, definitely the hydrogen will leave its electrons. So this carbon will have, this carbon will possess this negative charge. And because this hydroxyl group, we all are knowing that this hydroxyl group, definitely it will take the electrons away from carbon. That is why this will possess this positive charge, this will possess negative charge. And then this positively charged carbon, negatively charged carbon, they will make bond with each other, and then we are left with the this compound which is called, see, this is alcohol is being abstracted. So here this hydrogen, then here you are left with one hydrogen here also. Okay, and see this aldehyde group as it is, it will be present like this. Okay, so I hope you all can see this. Yes, so this will be the product. Okay, so we got, because both the molecules were of the same aldehyde we have taken, so this will be the product. Okay, and in case of that aldehydes and ketones, the combination of aldehydes and ketones, so that will be called, this will be called as aldol, self-aldol condensation. And the next, the example of cross aldol condensation, that we are going to see. Check it out. See, complete that first step. This is the second step. Okay, so now more examples we will take, and more clearly we will understand. See, now next is we have suppose we are going to take this CH3, then this CH2, then this is aldehyde. Okay, so this is 1 2 3 this carbons we are having, that is why this will be called as propanol. Okay, and propanol is reacting with, suppose we have taken this CH3, this C double bond O and then CH3. Okay, one ketone and one aldehyde we have taken in this case. Okay, so this will be called as, and again the same dilute NaOH. Okay, so what will happen? Suppose from this side, okay, alpha hydrogen, which this is what? This is alpha carbon, and this is what? This is here also we are having this alpha carbon, alpha carbon. Okay, so two alpha carbons in this case, one alpha carbon in this case. Okay, so now from this part, if you are abstracting the hydrogen, then this will have what? See, this is CH2, one hydrogen has been taken out, then this will have this CH3. Okay, so as it is, it will remain. Now this carbon has lost hydrogen. Okay, so hydrogen will leave the electrons on this carbon only. So this carbon will acquire this negative charge. Now in this case, the see, this oxygen, this bond will break and this oxygen will acquire this negative charge. This bond is breaking, so this carbon will be with what? This carbon will possess this positive charge. Okay, so this positively charged this carbon will come and get attached with this carbon. Okay, so this will be C, this is H, and here this O negative. Okay, then this will remain as it is, this CH2, and here also CH3. Okay, so this see, okay, so here we are having so in this case, see, the carbon which was having this negative charge. Okay, so this carbon was having negative charge and this carbon possessing the positive charge, so they will make bond with each other. Okay, this will be the first step. Then next step will be what? See, this the hydrogen which was being being removed from the this carbon, because we have already seen this alpha hydrogen was removed. Okay, so that hydrogen will come and occupy this position. So we got this is what? Beta hydroxy this in this case we got beta hydroxy, this is ketone. Okay, aldehyde is not present here, so this is beta hydroxy ketone. Okay, so that is why I took this example of ketone. So beta hydroxy ketone we got, and this will again here be this is alpha carbon, this is beta carbon, so they both are going to leave see that they are going to remove this water molecule from this alpha and beta that carbon. So you also can write like this H. Okay, so two hydrogens we are going to write like this. So in doing so, what will happen? This water molecule is being removed, so this this carbon will again possess this negative charge and this will possess positive charge. Okay, because this OH will take away the electrons. So what you will be left with, this is CH2, then this double bond, okay, CH double bond, this carbon will have, okay, and then CH, this is CO, CH3. So this will be the product. See here, beta hydroxy ketone. The aldehyde is not present here. Aldol condensation. This name was actually giving you idea about aldehyde and that alcoholic group. Okay, but in this case, what you can observe, the ketonic group. So we can call it ketol, but the reaction, the famous that name is aldol condensation only. We are not calling this kind of reaction as ketol condensation. Okay, so from ketol only we are taking away this H2O, and this product we will get the unsaturated compound. So if you want, you can write down the if you will be asked to write the reaction, means aldol condensation, so you will start with 2-3 lines. You will write that first of all, the aldehydes and ketones should have this alpha hydrogen with them, then only this aldol condensation will be observed. Okay, the first thing. And second, you will write that the alpha, that hydrogen will be abstracted from in the presence of dilute base, and then this alpha hydrogen is being removed from this carbon. So this carbon will possess negative charge, and the other aldehydic or ketonic group, from that case also what you will observe, the other aldehydic group is possessing the because of the breaking of the bond between carbon and oxygen. Okay, so the bond is breaking, resulting in the acquisition of positive charge on carbon. So positively charged carbon, negatively charged carbon, they are going to make the bond, and then beta hydroxy, that aldehyde or beta hydroxy ketone will be formed, depending on the depending on the reactants which we have taken. So beta hydroxy aldehyde or beta hydroxy ketone will undergo condensation, and then the unsaturated compound we are going to get in this way. Okay, so I hope you understood. This will be called as, see, now we have actually taken this aldehyde and this ketone. Okay, so in other, that because many molecules of this aldehydes and many molecules of ketones we are having in any that container which we are taking, so that small amount also will contain many of this molecules. Okay, so 1-2 molecules will make this kind of the product. Okay, and then we will get this will be called as the cross aldol. In this case we will write that cross aldol product. Cross aldol product. Okay, cross word is telling you that between different aldehydes and ketones we are going to get this. Okay, now self aldol product, if you are taking this this aldehyde, if you are taking into consideration, then this aldehyde, one molecule of this aldehyde and another molecule of this the same kind of aldehyde if you are taking, then that product you are going to get, that product will be called as self aldol product. Okay, so in this case 2 molecules of this aldehyde. Okay, this is what propanaldehyde or propanal you can say. Okay, propyl that aldehyde, and here we are going to give the name propanal. Why? Because 3 carbons are present in this case. Okay, now say in one of that molecule you will see that CH3, this is this will be alpha carbon, so alpha hydrogen this carbon is possessing, so 1 hydrogen will be lost in presence of this dilute NaOH. So what will happen? Here you will have this CH. Okay, CH, 1 hydrogen has been removed. Okay, 1 hydrogen is removed. That is why this carbon will possess negative charge, and the same this will remain as it is. This is aldehydic group. Okay, then other molecule of this same aldehyde. Okay, other molecule will have this. In this case, the other molecule I am showing you here. See, if you want, I can rub this. Okay, I'm rubbing this. Here, this dilute NaOH, I'm writing here. Okay, now here you are having this CH3 3, then this CH2, and here you will have the positive charge with this and negative charge here on oxygen. Okay, so this will remain as it is. Now this carbon which is having positive charge, so this carbon and the negatively charged this carbon, they will make bond with each other, and you will get, see here which compound you are going to get. See, this one we are writing first. Okay, so CH3, then this is CH2 as it is, then this CH, and this will have negatively charged this oxygen. Now this will make bond with this carbon. So see here, this carbon is making bond. CHO. Wait. O negative, and this one we are writing like this, CH3, CH. Okay, so like this also we can write. See here, this is the CHO. This will be the carbon possessing the functional groups. Next to this will be alpha. Okay, and this will be the beta carbon. Okay, so what is happening here? This hydrogen which was removed from this. Okay, so that hydrogen will come and occupy this position. So this hydrogen and this hydrogen will be lost. Okay, so you will be left with CH3, CH2, then this see, this is beta hydroxy aldehyde. Okay, so here we got beta hydroxy ketone, and here we got beta hydroxy aldehyde. So write down this one, the same, this C double bond 1, 2, this okay, you can write like this, CH3 and this CHO. Okay, so this way you will get this self aldol product. So this will be called as 1, 2, 3, one more hydrogen will come here. So this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so 5, and this methyl group, like this you will get the product. I hope you all can see. This is called as, this is self aldol product. So in the same way you will get from this ketone also. If you want, I can show you this here, if I'm writing here. Okay, so with the help of see what we are doing, this is CH3, then C double bond O. One of the molecule, this will see, this oxygen means one of this bond has been broken, and then this negative charge will be acquired by this positive charge this carbon will possess, and then this is and other molecule. So other molecule will have this see, the alpha carbon. So this will acquire. So we are straight away we are going to show this bond directly. We are joining them. So this alpha, this hydrogen will be, means one hydrogen will be lost from this carbon. This is alpha carbon. Any of the carbon can participate in this, because both of them are called as alpha carbon, and both of them are possessing the hydrogens, 3 hydrogens. So any of the alpha hydrogen can be lost. So this will acquire negative charge. This carbon will acquire negative charge. That is why this will be making bond with, because they are having positive, see, in this case the negative charge this carbon is possessing, so it will get attached with this positively charged carbon, and then you are having this CH here, 2 hydrogens, CH2. Okay, then you will show this double bond with O, sorry, this bond has been broken, so this OH, okay, sorry, this O already we showed here. So Next, this will have CH2. From this we have taken out, then this C double bond O, and then this will remain as it is. Okay, so this CH3. So this product will be called as self. This aldol ketone, in this case what you are having, this ketone is present. Okay, so this ketone will be called as, this is the hydrogen which has been lost from this. Okay, so that will come and occupy this position. So this will be called as what? Beta. See, this is the functional group. You can see this or not? You all can see this. See, so this is what? The functional group. So immediately next to this functional group is alpha carbon. Okay, this is alpha carbon, and the beta carbon is present here. So this beta carbon is having this hydroxy OH group. So this OH group and one of this hydrogen will be taken out, and these two carbons will make bond with each other, double bond. So unsaturated compound will be formed like this. Okay, so this is the cross aldol condensation. Aldol, we are saying whether it is ketol or aldol. So the famous that name is, they are identified by this name only, or aldol condensation. Okay, from this ketol we are showing this condensation. We are removing this H2O. Then also we are calling them aldol condensation. So this will make which, see, the same thing, you will make double bond between these two carbons. This is alpha carbon, this is beta carbon. Okay, so between them you will write as it is. So you are having CH3, then C, this is CH3 double bond, it is making with this CH, and then you are having C double bond O and this CH3. Okay, so that like this you will get, see, this unsaturated compound you will get. So this is the combination. This will be called as this self. This is ketol product, but you will write self aldol product, aldol product. Okay, so see how many molecule, see how many products you got by the combination of this aldehyde and ketone. Okay, so you will get the combination of this self product, from this also self product, then they will mix together, and one more, see, 4 molecules you are going to get in this case. So first you saw here, this is that self aldol product. In this case you saw that 1 2 3 4 5 6. Okay, here also 1 2 3 4 5 6. Okay, so they all are showing this kind of product. This is self aldol product, and in this cross aldol product one more that combination is possible. See what you did, you abstracted the alpha hydrogen. Okay, see, from this one you chose this carbon, this alpha carbon, and you abstracted the hydrogen from this carbon and from this aldehyde group. Okay, so you did like this. So you can reverse them also. Okay, so in this case what you did, this ketone group. So this was this ketone group. In this case the bond was being broken, and then the oxygen was acquiring this negative charge like that. So here also you can just reverse it. We have abstracted, see, this cross aldol condensation, what we did, the CHO. Okay, so from this part, okay, we have see what we did, we broke this bond, we have broken this bond, and then O negative, this was having this negative charge, this and in place of this, see, this ketone group came here, and in place of this aldehyde group will come, and this will get attached to this. So the in case of this aldol condensation, So cross aldol product also, two types of cross aldol products you are going to get. If you want, I can show you this also. See what we did. This aldehydic group. From this you write down the CHO group as it is, you write. So CH, from this part you write CH3, then C, this OH, and here you write, okay, and then this, in this case you will show this carbon, okay, this carbon has that lost hydrogen, this carbon has lost hydrogen, so this will acquire with charge, so this will acquire negative charge, okay, and positively charged carbon, so with this carbon, where shall I show you, because here you won't be able to. If I'm making it here, okay, can you see this product? See what we did here. We made this. See what we did. We made this. We broke this bond, and then the O negative we got, okay. So in place of this we will we are going to break this bond, and then we will show here this oxygen is acquiring negative charge in this case, okay, and from here this alpha, this hydrogen will leave, and this carbon is acquiring this negative charge. See, positive charge will be acquired by this and negative charge by this, okay. So we will get CH3, then this C, see this is O negative, okay, and then we will show this like CH3 we wrote here, okay, and then this carbon, negatively charged this carbon will come and get attached with this, this will get CH, two hydrogens were there, so this will have this CH only, and this will acquire negative charge, this is acquiring positive charge, okay, then this CHO, and this carbon will have this alkyl group also, okay, like this. So this product we will get, okay. So here this, see here the aldehyde we got, okay. So and here the cross, this also will be the combination of aldehyde and ketone, means different molecules, okay, and here also different molecules, but in this case we got this ketonic group, okay, this is called as that ketone product we got in this case, but this will be the unsaturated compound we got, means from here this OH, this will be taken out, and from here this hydrogen will be taken out, okay. So if you want, you can write in this manner, okay. So this negatively charged and this negatively charged this carbon and this positively charged this OH will leave, and then you are left with what? See this double bond they are making with each other, okay. Why? Because this is the functional group, this is alpha carbon, this is beta carbon, between alpha and beta carbon you will see this double bond, okay. So this is the four different products. This is cross aldol product, one cross aldol product. This is another that molecule, this one, if you want you can put it in box, okay. So this this will be, so name them, this will be first, this is second product, okay, this is second product, this will be third product, and this will be fourth product. So 4 products we got in this case. So right, see, this was aldol condensation, very that big that mechanism also, everything. If this question will be asked from board point of view also, this reaction is very much important. Okay, so I hope you understood different reactions we got. First of all, the mechanism, what exactly is happening in the presence of the dilute base. The alpha hydrogen is being abstracted, is being taken out by this base, and then this hydrogen will get attached to the ketonic carbonyl group, and which is possessing what, the double bond between carbon and oxygen. So that will be broken, and oxygen, obviously the negative charge will be possessed by oxygen, positive charge by this carbon. Okay, so these two positively charged carbon and negatively charged carbon, so they will make bond with each other, and then in the first step we will get beta hydroxy aldehyde or beta hydroxy ketone. Okay, and this aldehyde and ketone, so alpha and beta carbon, so they will lose this water molecule OH from one of the carbon, and beta hydroxy means this hydroxyl group will be removed from this beta carbon, and alpha carbon will remove this hydrogen, and they will make bond with each other, and then the unsaturated compound will be formed. Okay, so this was condensation of this aldehyde and ketone. So this was all about 4 that products. Now next, Cannizaro's reaction. So for this, what the condition is, that alpha hydrogen should not be present in the aldehyde. Okay, so see here, suppose aldehyde, this aldehyde you are writing. So this is not having any alpha carbon, only hydrogen is present here. This functional group containing carbon, only this we are having, and next to this hydrogen is present. So alpha carbon is absent in this case. And suppose you are talking about this ketone. Okay, so this ketone, definitely it will have alpha carbon and alpha hydrogen. 6 in this case 3 hydrogens are present with this with the alpha carbons. That is why 6 alpha hydrogens we are having. That is why this ketone will not show the Cannizaro's reaction. Okay, so this is called as Cannizaro's reaction. For that, what the condition is, see, Cannizaro's reaction. So in this case, we should not have, means the aldehyde or ketone, so that ketones are actually not showing you this reaction. Suppose you are talking about this ketone. Okay, this ketone. See, in this case the ketone is associated only with alkyl groups. Okay, the 1 2 3, see here, everywhere this carbon is associated with alkyl group, the hydrogen, because the first condition I told you that alpha hydrogen should not be present with the aldehydes. So those molecules only will show this Cannizaro's reaction. So in this ketone also we have seen that the ketones were having the alpha carbon, and alpha carbon was associated with alpha hydrogen. That is why the ketones will not show the Cannizaro's reaction. But in this case, see, the alpha hydrogen is not present because this alpha carbon is associated only with the alkyl groups. Okay, then also this compound will not show you Cannizaro's reaction, because in Cannizaro's reaction the bond, see, this bond is breaking, means the hydrogen which is associated with the carbon, that is breaking, and here we are not having that kind of hydrogen. Okay, So that is why this ketones will not show you this Cannizaro's reaction. So if you, in the case you are asked to identify, suppose any particular molecule, you are asked to find out the identify which molecule is this, the molecular mass is given, or so many hints are given, and if this also will be given to you that this particular compound is giving Cannizaro's reaction, so you can easily straight away you can think about aldehydes, and that also that aldehyde is not having alpha hydrogen with them. Okay, so you can straight away conclude that Cannizaro's reaction, if that particular compound is giving Cannizaro's reaction, then that definitely that compound is an aldehyde, and that also without alpha hydrogen. Okay, so let's see what exactly this reaction is all about. Okay, so now this two molecules of this HC, this we have taken, this is called as what? Which is this aldehyde? This is formaldehyde. The common name is formaldehyde. This is methanol, the IPAC name. Now see, in this case, the concentrated base we are taking, concentrated NaOH in presence of this concentrated NaOH. Okay, so what is happening? This is going, undergoing, this undergoes disproportionation reaction. Disproportionation reaction. Disproportionation reaction means what? This reduction. Disproportionation reaction means the molecule which is undergoing reduction as well as oxidation at the same time. Okay, so in this reaction, two molecules we have taken, two molecules of this formaldehyde. So one of this molecule will get reduced, and the other molecule, two molecules we have taken, so one molecule will get reduced, the other molecule will get oxidized. Okay, so two products we are going to get. So in case of reduction, the product will be what? This C, then C, one hydrogen will get attached with this oxygen, and this bond will be broken. So this oxygen will acquire one hydrogen, and this carbon also will take one hydrogen, and in doing so, what product we will get? This CH2OH, and alcohol we will get. Okay, and also this oxidation of this. Okay, so oxidation of this means one more oxygen will be taken by this molecule. So in that case we will be getting what? See, if one oxygen will come and get attached with this, okay, with this carbon, then we will get formic acid. We will get, see here, this HCOOH. So formic acid we will get. So two molecules of this aldehyde, formaldehyde we have taken. Okay, so one alcohol and one this carboxylic that acid, means formic acid. In this case we got. Okay, formica is the type of ants, and Greek word this formica is. So formic acid, we derived this formic acid, this word, this common name is derived from this Greek word only. Okay, so this is what? Formic acid and the alcohol. Okay, now in this case also, this is benzaldehyde. So in this case also we are not having any alpha hydrogen. Alpha hydrogen means, see, this is the benzene ring, and this carbon, the carbon which is having the functional group. Okay, so next to this carbon, so in this case the hydrogen, that alpha hydrogen is not present in this case also. So here, see, in this case, see, if you are considering this carbon, means next to this carbon, means CHO, this carbon which is possessing functional group, next to this will be what? The carbon present in the benzene ring. So this is also having see this carbon is bonded, double bond with this carbon, single bond with this carbon, the other carbon. If you want, I can show you this, the carbon present here. Okay, so this carbon will possess this kind of bond. See, double bond with this carbon, and this single bond with this carbon, and one more bond with this carbon. Okay, so this carbon also, which is the alpha carbon, so this carbon is also not possessing any alpha hydrogen, means hydrogen is not attached to this carbon, isn't it? This carbon is making, which is alpha carbon, so this carbon is making double bond with this carbon, single bond with this carbon, single bond with this carbon. So alpha hydrogen is not present here. That is why this molecule also can give Kenny-Zaros reaction. Means in aldol condensation you have seen that the aldehydes or ketones, they must have this alpha hydrogen, and for Kenny-Zaros reaction they should not have alpha hydrogen. Then only this Kenny-Zaros reaction will be observed by that aldehyde, and aldehydes only can give this Kenny-Zaros reaction, and aldehyde should not have the alpha hydrogen. So these are the different points, so you can keep in mind. So here also what you will observe, if this is so this also will undergo the disproportionation reaction. So in that case, what products you are going to get? See, this is concentrated NaOH. Okay, so in this case you will get, see here this C, this bond is breaking, so this oxygen will acquire this negative charge, so one hydrogen will be that hydrogen will get attached with this oxygen. Okay, and the other hydrogen will come and get attached with this carbon. Okay, so we will get what? This C, this bond is breaking, this is CH2OH. Okay, so we will get benzyl alcohol. This is C. Phenol means what? When the OH group is directly attached to the benzene ring. Okay, and if CH2 also, means Benz word is given to the compound when the phenyl group is attached to one more carbon. Benzaldehyde we are saying, benzoic acid we are saying. Why? Because the benzene ring is associated with one more carbon. The functional group is possessing, suppose this is CHO, so this will be called as benzaldehyde, and if it is having this OH, okay, so this will be called as benzoic acid. Okay, because the benzene ring is associated with one more carbon, so Benz word will be used. Okay, and if you are having this the benzene ring, if it is directly attached to OH, then we are not using benz, we are not calling it as benzenol, we are saying phenol. Okay, we are calling it as phenol, and this will be mentioned as, because one more carbon is associated with this phenyl group, so this will be given the name Benz word. So benzoic acid, this will be if aldehydic group will be present, then that will be called as benzaldehyde. Okay, so let's rub this. Now we were actually talking about the products of this. This is see the benzaldehyde. Okay, so in this case we got this after reduction we got this benzyl alcohol. Okay, and one more that product which we will get, that is what? This is C double bond OOH. This is benzoic acid. Okay, this is benzoic acid. So these two products you will get. This is benzyl alcohol. This is benzyl alcohol. Okay, so these two products, means after reduction you will get this alcohol, and this that acid you will get after oxidation. So this the two molecules, sorry I haven't mentioned here, two molecules of this benzaldehyde when you are taking, then this different the products you are getting, after reduction you are getting one benzyl alcohol, and after oxidation you are going to get this benzoic acid. Okay, so I hope you understood what this reaction, this Kenny-Zaros reaction is all about. Now next we will discuss about, because many that nucleophilic addition reaction, all those that reactions we have seen. Now one electrophilic addition reaction. So electrophilic addition reaction, that also is left in this aldehydes and ketones. That also let's complete. Okay, so that you write down electrophilic addition reaction. So electrophile is now coming and getting attached with this aldehyde. So how this will take place, let's discuss. Electrophilic addition reaction. Okay, so in this case, check it out. So in this case, this electrophile means, electrophile we all are knowing, electrophile, they are having more affinity, more attraction for this electrons. That means they themselves are electron deficient. Okay, so in this case only that nitration we will have to deal with this nitration. So for nitration, and see, do remember that only and only the aromatic, that aldehyde, okay, benzaldehyde, so that only will undergo this electrophilic addition reaction, because we all are knowing that they are having more attraction, means the aliphatic aldehydes or ketones, so they are having more attraction for the nucleophiles. Okay, so in this case, the in the case in case of this benzaldehyde, okay, aromatic this aldehyde, this benzaldehyde. So in this case, what we are observing, the electron, see, the bond is breaking between carbon and oxygen. The electron will go to this oxygen, and this carbon will acquire positive charge. Now what will happen, this positively charged this carbon will that will break the bond between these two these two carbons. So now what will happen, the bond, in this case the bond will be made here, and the bond which was present here, okay, so the electrons which were responsible for this bond, which were making the bond, the two electrons, so those two electrons will be taken by this carbon. So what will happen, this carbon will that carbon will become electron deficient. Okay, so now this carbon will again will break this bond, and then one more bond will be made between this carbon, with many resonating structures you will get. See here, in this case the double bond is made here, okay, the single bond, this oxygen, and here we are having hydrogen. So I hope you can see this. Yes, no, you cannot see this. Okay, so I'm making the resonating structure here only. See, okay, so in this case, this carbon double bond making, then this hydrogen, then this positively charged. Okay, so positive charge was here, so this carbon will make bond with carbon, this carbon, and this bond will break, and the electrons of this bond will be taken for making the bond between these two carbons. Okay, so this carbon will possess what, this, okay, like this. Okay, so positive charge here, and you are also having this. Now what will happen, the positive charge, this bond will be made between these two carbons, this here also this bond will be broken, and then positive charge in the next in the next resonating that structure, you will see that double bond with this carbon, oxygen, this, okay, now this charge here, and this charge, and this bond will be broken, and then again this charge will come here, okay, positive charge with this carbon. Okay, so what we are observing, this is the next means functional group is present here. So along with this, the adjacent place, this is called as ortho position. Okay, this position is called as ortho position. So what you are observing here, the ortho position, the position is having this positive charge. The negative positive charge will resonate here, para position, and again here ortho position. So ortho and para position, okay, so there you can you can see here that they are electron deficient. Okay, so if one electrophile will come, so definitely the electrophile will not choose these two positions, means the ortho position and para positions will not be chosen by the electrophile. So where the electrophile will go, the electrophile will go only at the meta position. Okay, so this is very important, that reason in the NCERT textbook also it is being asked, you are given this kind of question, that why the nitro group is meta directing. So this only is the reason. In case of benzaldehyde, this nitro group is meta directing because the ortho and para position, the positive charge is resonating. Okay, so at this meta position only the nitro group, because that nitro group is what, electron loving. Okay, so electron loving species only can come at this position, meta position. So in this electrophilic substitution reaction I am writing here, see what is happening. The this benzaldehyde you have taken. Okay, so this is undergoing this nitration. So HNO3 and H2SO4 you have taken here. Okay, and then you will see that at meta position your see, this is CHO, this CHO here, and meta position is this one. So here you will show that meta nitro this benzaldehyde, meta nitro benzaldehyde you are going to get in this case. This is nitration of benzaldehyde. Okay, so these were the reactions of aldehydes and ketones. For chemical properties of aldehydes and ketones we have completed. Now let's start the next part. Okay, so with nomenclature, right from the beginning, right from the nomenclature to that methods of preparation and then the chemical properties, everything we are going to start now. This carboxylic acid, very important that part, because separately we are studying about this carboxylic acid. Why? Because similarities were there in the reactions also. You have seen many methods of preparation, so those methods of preparation also were same for aldehydes and ketones. That is why we studied this aldehydes and ketones together. Now the carboxylic acid part, okay, that will start first. And now we are going to start this carboxylic acid part. Okay, so let's start with the nomenclature part. So I'm rubbing this. I hope you understood. Note it down. Now next. Okay, so let's start. This is what? Carboxylic acid. Carboxylic acid, see. Let's learn to name them. IUPAC name, how we are going to give them. So for IUPAC name, suppose you are having this compound COOH, and here also you are having COOH. Okay, to this carboxylic that group you are having, and here this will be what? CH2, this is CH2, this is also CH2. Okay, so you are also having this compound, okay, and you are having this compound. How to name them? More examples. Okay, many times we have taken this example. Okay, then also just to revise, we took this example CH, and this is CH3. Oh, sorry, this is CH2. This is also CH2. Okay, so You can see this also. Okay. Now these are the different compounds you're having. One more in your NCERT textbook. This COOH and this nitro group. Okay. So what the name is? Let's start with this one. First we will start with this very easy part. This is all are easy, but we will start with what? One carboxylic group is present here. So 1, 2, 3. See, we will have to count the carbon which is having this functional group, carboxylic group. So this carboxylic group is this carboxylic group we are calling to the to this group which is having carbon also. Okay, the carbon containing functional group is carboxylic this carboxylic group. Okay, so carbon containing this group COOH, that carbon also will be counted when you are thinking about giving them IUPAC name. Okay, so 1, 2 in the straight chain you will have to count them. 1, 2, 3. 3 carbons were there. That is why we will have to choose which word root? Prop. Propanoic acid, propane 1-oic acid, that also you can write, or you can also, because every time this is the terminal carbon possessing the functional group. Okay, so if we want we can skip away that one, so we can also say that this is propanoic acid. So we will write like this, propanoic acid, instead of writing propane 1-oic acid. And see here, propane is the end, we are ending propane with E. Okay, and because two vowels cannot stay together, so we will omit this E and we will write O, oic acid. So this name we are going to give this compound, and this is propanoic acid. Now see here, this one is 1, 2, 3. Okay, so this one will be called this and how many carbons we are having? We will have to count this carbon also, the carbon possessing functional group. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 carbons are present in this case. That is why pent word we will choose. And now we will write pent. We will write the positions of the carboxylic group. So positions will be what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so 1, 5. Then we will put a hyphen, then 1,5-dioic acid. Okay, so we will write like this. Now, so in this case, see all the three, see here, if we are counting the carbon from this side. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so this carboxylic group will be left behind, and if we are starting from this, then 1, 2, 3, 4. So this cannot be the parent chain. So while choosing the parent chain, we have seen that all the three carboxylic group cannot be taken together. That is why we will and because all the carboxylic group, the same group is present, so we cannot give preference to carboxylic group, and we cannot leave that other carboxylic group like that only. Okay, so we will have to give equal importance to all the carboxylic groups. So what name we will choose for this compound? 1, 2, 3. This propane prop word we will choose for them, and then we will write propane. Then we will write here propane, and we will not count the number. We will not count the carbon atoms present in the carboxylic group. Okay, so we will write like this: 1, 2, 3. Tricarboxylic acid, propane. Then 1, 2, 3. Then we will write tricarboxylic acid. Tricarboxylic acid. We won't write here oic acid as we did here. We actually wrote oic acid, dioic acid in this case, because we counted the carbon atoms present in the carboxylic group. Okay, and that is why see, we gave same preference to both the carbon atoms. Okay, we gave the same preference to both the carboxylic group in this case. That is why we gave the name pent 1,5-dioic acid. But because this in this case one of the carbon was left behind. Okay, while selecting the parent chain, selecting the main chain, we were seeing that all the 3 carbons were not taken together. We were not able to do this. That is why we chose this way to name them propane 1,2,3 tricarboxylic. Sorry, I forgot to write. This is tricarboxylic acid. We will write here. Propane we have written instead of this hex word, because 6 carbons are present in this case. Then also we left the carbons of carboxylic group, and that is why we wrote propane 1,2,3 tricarboxylic acid. Like that we have given the name. Now in this case, see, the cyclopentane, the carboxylic group is directly attached to this ring, cyclic ring. That is why this compound will be given the name. See, here also we are not going to count the number of carbons present in the functional group, which is directly attached to the cyclic ring, and this type functional group possessing carbon. Okay, so we are having special rule for them. So this compound will be named as cyclopentane carboxylic acid. This will be called as cyclopentane carboxylic acid. Carboxylic acid. Okay, so this will be the name of this compound. And you all have actually noticed here that we are not dropping this E also. Okay, why? Because the vowels are not here. We are using carboxylic acid. So starting with consonant C. So this will be the name. Okay, this name of this compound. So this will be called as the one. We are actually giving highest priority to this carboxylic acid. So we will start the numbering from this carbon possessing this carboxylic acid. So this will be given as 1, 2, 3. So this name of this compound will be 3-nitro, and this is called as benzoic acid. Okay, so 3-nitro-benzoic acid. 3-nitro-benzoic acid. This will be the name of this compound. Okay. So with the aromatic ring, if the carboxylic group is present, then this will be called as benzoic acid. And because this nitro group was associated, so we wrote 3-nitro-benzoic acid. I hope you all can see this. No, yes, you can. Okay, so this was the naming, IUPAC naming we have done. Now let's see the common names also. Very important, very famous. The common names are, okay, so let's start. See here, carboxylic acid. If the very simplest one, this is called as formic acid. Formic acid. This is formic acid, derived from the Greek word meaning formica, meaning the ants. Okay, so because this formic acid was present in them, that is why this name was given. Formic acid we are giving to HCH, the COOH. Now this is CH3COOH. So this will be called as acetic acid. This is acetic acid. Okay. So this also meaning vinegar, acetum. Okay, so now this is CH3COOH. Okay. Now if you are having two carboxylic groups, okay, so this will be called as oxalic acid. This will be called as oxalic acid. If you are having so here you can see this CH2 and this CH. So this will be called as malonic acid. This is called as malonic acid. Okay, malonic acid. Now if you are having COOH, H2CH2, okay, then COOH. So this will be called as succinic acid. See, again, starting from this, this is formic acid, acetic acid. Many times you will use this, so you won't forget. Okay. So in this case also, if you are having the two this alkyl groups and along with this COOH, then that will be called as propanoic acid. Okay, if 4 will be then butyric acid, so we will call it as butyric acid. Okay, and then 5, so in that case we will say this valeric acid. So like this the common names are. And this is succinic acid. If you are having this COOH, this is CH2, 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 and one more COOH. If between COOH, if 3 that alkyl groups are present, then what the name will be? This will be called as glutaric acid. This is glutaric acid. Okay, glutaric acid. And suppose you are having this COO, between this COOH, if you are having this CH2, 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 then CH2, 4 alkyl groups are present between these two, this carboxylic acid. Okay, so the carboxylic group, then this will be called as adipic acid. Okay, this is called as adipic acid. So all about the common names. Okay, so this common names, there is no that rules and regulations to give the common names to the compounds. The common names only you will have to learn them. Okay, that's it. The no other way to name the no other way to give common names to the compounds. Okay, so you will have to learn them. So you all have seen the different common names of carboxylic acid. Let's start methods of preparation of carboxylic acid. Okay, now let's start this. Methods of first method. Let's start this. If you want, you can write down methods of preparation of carboxylic. Many methods, very that easy one. We already have learnt about this, so very hurriedly we will go. Methods of preparation of carboxylic acid. Let's start carboxylic acid. Okay, so first method, let's start this from alcohols. Okay, so from alcohols already we have seen this. Okay, while making aldehydes. Okay, at that time also we have seen that we were using oxidizing agents. Okay, if we are using mild oxidizing agents, then we will get this aldehyde group, and very strong oxidation of this alcohol, so that only will result in the formation of this carboxylic acid. Okay, so ROH. So very strong oxidizing agent. Suppose you have taken KMNO4 in this acidic medium. Acidic medium or KMNO4 is actually very strong oxidizing agent in acidic, basic or neutral medium, in all mediums. This, so anything you can take acidic medium. If you are taking H plus, you can write, or some acid you can use here, H2SO4 you can use here, anything. So let's start this ROH. So this will give you what? This alcohol. Okay, so this will give you carboxylic acid. Okay, very strong oxidation, then only you will get this. Okay, now next, from alcohol we have seen. Now the next, see, from cyanides, from nitriles or cyanides, so or amides. Okay, so here also what you will observe are CN. Okay, so this will give you what? Oxidation. So in this case also you will get the oxidation of this. Okay, so hydrolysis of this. So this will result in, first step will be what? You will get this amide. Okay, in the first step you will get amide, and then again you will get this C. The oxidation of this, okay, will result in the formation of amide. Then you will get again this OH, hydrolysis. Okay, so this way you can write the desired product you got in this way. So this is what the nitrile you have taken, nitrile or cyanide. So this nitrile, this will undergo this oxidation, then you will get amide. Okay, then amide again will this method that will hydrolyze by after hydrolysis you are going to get this carboxylic acid. Okay, now next, from two methods, from nitriles or this amides we have seen, or directly from amides you can oxidize them. You can after oxidation and then followed by hydrolysis you are going to get this carboxylic acid. Okay, so next you see third. So third, from Grignard reagent, Okay, so in this case you are Grignard reagent we all are knowing RMGX. Okay, so RMGX, if this will react with dry ice, that is what? Dry ice means CO2. Okay, so if this will react with the CO2 in dry ether, do remember dry ether, because this RMGX in a dry ether only the reaction will be given. Otherwise, in presence of aqueous solution, this Mg and OH NH, this adduct will be formed. Okay, so we want this bond. See, in this case RMGX in presence of dry ether, this bond is breaking. Okay, so what is happening here? This MgX, we all are knowing that electropositive in nature, the alkaline earth metal and alkali metals are. So definitely the positive charge will be taken by this magnesium. So the bond which is breaking here, the electrons will be left with this R. Okay, so this R will become what? This R will acquire negative charge. Positive charge will be with magnesium. So in this case, what you will see, and here see this is CO2. So CO2 you can also write like this, CO like this. Okay, this resonating, that resonance hybrid you are making here. Okay, so what is happening? This bond is breaking and this oxygen is acquiring negative charge. Okay, and this carbon, see here, this carbon is possessing this oxygen. This carbon will possess what? Positive charge. Okay, and here you are having double bond with this oxygen. Okay, so now what you are observing here, this R, R negative. This is positive. This is negative. R. Okay, so alkyl group of this R. So this will come and get attached with this carbon, positive carbon. This was having negative charge. So positive negative, they will make bond with each other, and then you will get what? Means the see, this is see, after this hydrolysis will take place, and then this hydrogen will come and get the position here. So this way you will get RCOOH. Okay. So in this way you can obtain this carboxylic acid, RMGX, from Grignard reagent. You will get this, and do remember that RMGX. So in this case R was having, suppose that R which you had, so that was having 3 carbons. So 3 carbons means R will remain as it is, 3 carbons plus 1 more carbon this alkyl group has got. So the carboxylic acid which will you will obtain, so that in this case also the carboxylic acid which you will get, that will be 1 carbon more than the alkyl group which you have started with. Okay, so more carbon, 1 carbon more in this case. And if you want, you can also check the first before this we have seen that from the nitriles. Okay, so from nitriles also, if you are actually starting with what, suppose you are starting with this Rx, means the halo alkanes, if they are if we are allowing them to react with magnesium, this metal, in presence of dry ether. Okay, so here you will get what, RMgX. So this way RMgX you got. So now this RMgX, and then this RMgX is going to react with this CO2 in this manner, and then you got this you got what, this carboxylic acid. Okay, so in this way also you can obtain the carboxylic acid, and that will be 1 more than, suppose you have started with this Rx. Okay, so this Rx, this R will be that R will be attached to 1 more carbon of this CO2. Okay, so if you are starting with this Rx, means this alkyl group, so this carbon will gain 1 more, this alkyl group will gain 1 more carbon. Okay, if you are choosing this method to prepare this carboxylic acid. Okay, so this was one of the method, and before this the first method which I started with, that was what, alcohol. Okay, so see, from alcohols, and I told you that alcohols will after oxidation, that will give you aldehydes. Okay, if you are taking mild oxidizing agent, then aldehyde will be the product. Aldehyde, suppose you have taken the starting material is aldehyde. Okay, so aldehyde will undergo oxidation, means that oxidizing agent, if you have chosen the strong oxidizing agent, then you will get carboxylic acid. Ketones, on the other hand, ketones are actually, suppose your ketone is CH3, CH2, this CO, and then CH3. Okay, so in this case, after oxidation, what will happen? This will result in what? The fragments. Okay, the carboxylic acid, no doubt you will get in this case also. The vigorous oxidation will result in the formation of carboxylic acid, and that also in this case you will get CH3, you will get here like this CH3, then this and this. Okay, CH3, like this you will get. So fragments you will get here. Okay, so this will be divided like this. 2 carboxylic acid you will get in this case. Okay, so COOH, and here you will get this 2 that carboxylic acid will get, but the ketone which you have taken first, so fragments of that, means the whole that 4 carbons will not be present. This is what, butanone, means this is butane 2-one. So butane 2-one will not give you butanoic acid. That will be divided like this, means to this carboxylic acid. The fragments fragments you will get in this case. Okay, so ethanoic acid, like this you will get. So means 2 carbons will be present in your that carboxylic group. So carboxylic acid, so 2 carboxylic acid you will get like this. Okay, so this was the first method. From alcohols, aldehydes or ketones also we can make the carboxylic acid. Then second method we have seen from nitriles and from amides. Okay, so that carboxylic acids also can be made. Third, we have seen from this Grignard's reagent, we also can get the carboxylic acid that will have one carbon more than the alkyl group which we have started with. Okay, now the fourth one is, see, from aromatic, that aldehyde, how we can make from alkyl benzene. Okay, so here you can see this, this is toluene. From here, after oxidation, okay, so you will get this COOH. Okay, so in the presence of this acid and base, that's hydrolysis, you will get this. Okay, and in presence of base, suppose this you have taken, then you will get first this and then the H, then this will be OH, benzoic acid. Okay, if you have taken suppose the alkyl group, the longer alkyl group is associated with this CH2, CH2 and then CH3. If this alkyl group is attached to your benzene ring, okay, CH2, CH2, CH3, then what will happen? The same thing. So here you will get the same, everything will remain the same. Okay, hydrolysis in presence of this NaOH, so this you will get COOH. Okay, the same benzoic acid, no matter whether the alkyl group is longer or smaller, to the first carbon this oxidation will take place. Okay, so here you will get benzoic acid. Any that alkyl group is associated with your benzene, any of the alkyl group, the product will remain the same. Benzoic acid here also, benzoic acid here also. Okay, so this way you can get this aromatic carboxylic acid, benzoic acid. This method was meant for benzoic preparation of benzoic acid. Okay, now next, fifth. That fifth method, that is what? From this, okay, from acyl chloride. See here, oxidation of this, hydrolysis. Okay, so you will get this. Like this. Okay, now next is oxidation of this here also. Sixth method is from anhydrides. From anhydrides. Okay, anhydrides means what? CH3COO. Anhydride means suppose to this acids you have taken, then H2O will be lost. That is why we are actually calling them this anhydride. So anhydride, if they are undergoing hydrolysis, because that water we have taken out from two carboxylic acid, if the water is being taken out, condensation of that, okay, so that will result in the formation of anhydride. If we are adding that water again, so again what the reactants means, see, the two carboxylic acid which we have taken, from that if we removed that water, means condensation of that two acids, that will result in the formation of anhydride. And if we will add this water to this anhydride, then again the carboxylic acid will be retained. So in this case what we will get, we are, suppose this bond is breaking, then to this carbon we will attach this OH, and to this oxygen we will attach this H plus. Okay, so OH negative and this H plus, because the bond is breaking, so this carbon will acquire what? Positive charge. So this OH, negatively charged OH, will get attached with this carbon, and the positive charge this hydrogen is having, and negative charge this oxygen will acquire. So this bond is breaking. I hope you all can see this. So like this, what you will get? Two this carboxylic acids. Okay, so here you will get 2CH3COOH. Okay, so from anhydride also you will get this. And again this hydrolysis of the seventh method, this is what? From ester. Okay, so from ester, hydrolysis of ester. Ester is what? CH3, C double bond O and OR dash. Okay, if you want you can also write this C2H5. Okay, so if this ester is present, then what you will get? See, in this case the bond is breaking here. This ester, if suppose this bond is breaking and we are adding this hydrolysis again, means hydration, in this case also water will be added. If water is being added, so to this carbon, this bond is breaking. Okay, if this bond is breaking, then this again will acquire positive charge, this will acquire negative charge. So with this the H plus will get attached and with OH will get attached. Okay, so you will get what? In this case you will get one alcohol, this CH3COOH plus C2H5OH. Okay, one alcohol and one acid you are going to get. Okay, so esterification, this experiment everyone is familiar with, है ना? So what we are doing in that case, we are taking alcohol and then the that vinegar, acetic acid, if we are adding, then the fruity smelled compound is being formed. So we all remember that. So in that case, this so hydrolysis, for that H2SO4 also we are adding in that. So esterification will be done. So this is what just opposite to that esterification, means we have we are taking alcohol and then acetic acid and then we are making ester. So here what is happening? Just opposite to that, the ester is dividing, the ester is giving you, dissociating into alcohol and this carboxylic acid. Okay, this acetic acid, in this case this acetic acid plus this ethyl alcohol. So we got it like this. So from ester also you can obtain this hydration. You also can write this H plus and OH negative like that. So this way you can get carboxylic acid. So methods of preparation also we have seen, and the conversion which is given to you in your book, NCERT textbook, conversions are given. in the first case, the alcohol, you are asked to convert that alcohol into that butanol is given, then butanol or propanol. So you are asked to convert it in that propanoic acid or butanoic acid. So that first method which we started with, alcohol, strong oxidizing agent we have taken, and then we converted it into carboxylic acid. Okay, so like that, and many other that conversions are given. So very important. So in one of that conversion, you are asked to prepare the carboxylic acid which is having one carbon more than the reactant, that alkyl group. Okay, so that also we have seen. Two methods are meant for this. Two methods, which one? Suppose your alkyl halide is reacting with KCN. Okay, so alkyl halide, suppose Rx, you started with this, and KCN, if it is reacting with KCN, then you will get what? Rx was first your Rx. Okay, this haloalkane was your first, what your reactant, you started with this. So RCN, that means our alkyl group, the same number of carbons will remain, and then one more carbon, means CN, has being attached to your alkyl group. That means one carbon extra which is associated with this cyanide, that group CN, so that also got attached. And if you are talking about RMgX plus dry ice, means CO2, so in that case also one carbon more than the parent, that carbon reactant which you have started with. Okay, so these were the different methods of preparation of carboxylic acid. I hope you understood nicely. So keep watching, and then the next part, that will be the last video of we will try to complete this chapter in that video. So one more video is that is required to complete this chapter. Okay, thank you so much for watching this, and do subscribe this, and see, you keep preparing for your exam, because very less time we are left with, that board examinations also you need to appear for. Okay, so thank you so much.